Many of you might remember Breonna Taylor, and this brings it to mind, where her mother received a settlement and received no justice. And that seems to be very common when it comes down to the Black community. She's not the only one that has happened to. But technically, ladies and gentlemen, she deserves both. She deserves the settlement money because she lost her daughter. And she also deserved justice, which was denied to her by Daniel Cameron. And when I saw this settlement for George Floyd, it just brought it all back in mind. I'm like, okay, so what is their goal? You gave $27 million to the family. So now Chauvin get to walk away for what he done. But see, this is how these folks think. They think that makes practical sense, and it really don't. It really don't. Derek Chauvin is a very dangerous person to do something like that out in public to a human being. He doesn't deserve to be free. To me, he is a violent risk on the public. When you kill someone like that, no, you should never be free again. Ever. So this is the Washington Post, March 12th, 2021, and I'm sure all of you have heard this by now. George Floyd's family to receive record $27 million in settlement approved by Minneapolis City Council. Well, they have to do this. They are responsible for what their cops do. They don't have a choice but to pay out. And it's got to be a reasonable amount. And in my opinion, it should be way higher than $27 million because of the way that George Floyd died. It should be more. The city of Minneapolis will pay a record $27 million to the family of George Floyd to settle a wrongful death lawsuit related to his death. And, he died in May 25th of 2020 while he was in police custody. The payout was approved by unanimous vote by the city council in Minneapolis on Friday. And it was a last minute addition to the agenda of the council's regular meeting. The settlement would be the highest ever paid by the city of Minneapolis, eclipsing a $20 million settlement in 2019 to the family of Justine Damon. Y'all remember her. Now, see, in her case, the family got the money and the cop, Muhammad Noor, was placed in jail. And that's the way it should have been with Breonna Taylor as well. Okay, if you want to know how it's really supposed to be done, look at what they did for the white woman that got shot by the cop. That's how it's supposed to be done, y'all. All right. The settlement, it could have implications for ongoing criminal trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer filmed with his knee on Floyd's neck last May, who faces multiple murder charges in his death. Now, they were squabbling back and forth whether to include also third degree murder charges. First, they said they wouldn't do it. Then they said they would. Well, yesterday they said they would put in third degree charges too. So it is just going back and forth. I didn't even bother to do another video on that. Okay. As jury selection began, and by the way, you can watch that on live stream. I watched a little bit of it today, their jury selection. By yesterday, they only had 5 people selected. That's it. Okay. As jury selection began this week, Eric Nelson, Chauvin's attorney, sought to block mention of any possible payouts by the city to the Floyd family, arguing it could be prejudicial. Really? Mm. The vote followed an impromptu closed-door session to discuss the lawsuit filed against the city and 4 police officers in the aftermath of Floyd's death. I notice how they never bring up that $20 counterfeit bill. You notice that? We heard about that maybe a few times in the beginning when Floyd died. Ever since then, you barely hear about that counterfeit bill. Haven't seen it yet. Counsel President Lisa Bender offered her condolences to Floyd's family after the vote. No amount of money can ever address the intense pain or drama caused by this death to George Floyd's family or to the people of our city, she said. Minneapolis has been fundamental. She said they've been, fundamentally changed by this time of racial reckoning, and the city council is united in working together with our community. The Floyd family equitably reshaped our city of Minneapolis. Well, it will never bring him back. No amount of money will. But legal observers questioned if publicity over the settlement, which came out for of jury selection. So they had, this was day 4 of the jury selection when they announced the $27 million settlement. And they're saying that observers are saying it could result in a mistrial. I think it is a potential disaster for Chauvin. Uh-huh. Look, the bottom line is Derek Chauvin is a damn animal for what he did. I would never trust him out on the street. Or can you imagine somebody like him moving into your neighborhood? I would never want him there. Okay. The concern is that jurors will be aware that the city gave Floyd's family a great deal of money, Moriarty said. And I suspect the jurors will have a hard time avoiding the news, even if they try. Nelson did not immediately respond to the request for commitment. News of the settlement broke during a lunch break during day 4 of jury selection in the trial. 6 members of the jury have been impaneled. So, wow, in 4 days, they only got 6 people? Ooh, that's slow. Okay. So they got 6 people so far, y'all. Because I know yesterday was 5. So that means they only picked 1 person out of the entire day today. So 6. 3 white men, a Hispanic man, a multiracial woman, and a black man. Why only 1 black man? I'm serious. Why only 1 black man? Okay, and a pace that has been faster than expected. I'll say they said this is faster. It seems slow to me. All appear to be in their 20s and 30s. Floyd's family sued the city in July after Floyd's death sparked global protest against police brutality and systemic racism. Part of the settlement includes $500,000 to benefit the community in Minneapolis and to execute necessary documents to process the settlement. The city's closed-door session to discuss the lawsuit came shortly after the council members voted overwhelmingly to move forward with a chartered amendment to eliminate its police department and install a new department, public safety. Voters could ultimately decide on the measure this November. Why not eliminate qualified immunity so that somebody like Derek Chauvin will not have that to hide behind? I think that's what you should do. In addition to, if you want to do something in George Floyd's honor, get rid of qualified immunity. Period. And I don't hear none of them talking about that. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.